Thunder Bowl lanes, Lon McCarron and Randy Peterson. Good match here, match number 2 between the New York City WTT Kingpins and the Motown Muscle. Kingpins up by 1 halfway through. Teams switch lanes now. Here's John Zerbinski, the leadoff man for the Kingpins, on the right lane. He has struck every time up. 2 in the first match, 1 here to open it up. Shenpen.
Well, he's thrown some great shots throughout the first couple of matches in this team competition. John Zerbinski not missing the pocket, and that's kind of what you're looking for in a leadoff bowler in a Baker-style format. You want somebody that can kind of get you off to a quick start and get your team pumped up. John's done a nice job of that.
And that will bring the Motown Muscle back up to the line. The Muscle owned by retired NFL Pro Bowl running back Jerome Bettis, a native of Detroit. The Bus with a 13-year NFL career, 6-time Pro Bowl selection. And of course, he has a Super Bowl ring with the Steelers, ranked 6th all-time in NFL rushing yards. Ronnie Russell with an open frame. Doesn't like this one either. Is he going to get it? Can he get it? Oh!
Boy, he was awfully close to the foul line. Remember, the teams flip-flop after 5 frames, meaning they switch lanes, but watch how close he gets to the foul line here.
A little hop, but no foul. So Russell able to save himself from that foul. Now trying to clean up the spare here in the 6th. And he does indeed, and we still have a tight match here. 1 pin separating these 2 PBA League teams, as that brings Jack Jurek to the line.
And again, for me, the tough aspect of Baker-style format is the time in between shots, and I think even more so for older players, and not picking on anyone like Jack Jurek, but at 49 years of age, it's a little bit different than when you're, say, 35 or 25.
Jurek couldn't release the ball last time he came to the approach. Ow! This just in.
Well, let me just say one for the good guys, because Jack Jurek is truly one of the good guys. He suffered that spare attempt in the 2nd frame where his spare ball never cleared his thumb, and comes back here in the 7th with a nice break on a rolled trip 4-pin.
And that's when it's great to have teammates. When you get an audience for a break like that, you love to share it. All right, and now I think they only drafted him. He's a great bowler. The only way they drafted him, though, they had to have a Bus on Jerome Bettis' team, the Bus.
Well, yeah, I like that connection, but Jesse Buss can bowl. I mean, this
no
kid's
doubt.
got a lot of power, and he can throw it.
All right, head to PBA.com to find out how you can join the growing number of fans following the PBA on Twitter. Get tweets featuring PBA Tour news and tournament updates, and find information about linking to the Twitter accounts of your favorite PBA star. Simply click the Twitter link on the PBA.com homepage to get started. Bus. Open spare, and he gets it. But Jurek struck for the Kingpins. So the Kingpins up by 2 now. That brings Tommy Jones to the line for New York City WTT Kingpins. He won his 14th title a short while ago in Japan, the International Bowling Championships. Big ball from TJ, just as he did in the 3rd.
Well, Tommy Jones has always been one of my favorites out here, and he went through a couple of years of battling through some injuries. It's nice to see him healthy again and bowling well. Former Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. Tommy Jones, just one of the best players out here.
We mentioned Tom Smallwood in the last segment. His career about as storybook as it gets. Comes off the Ford assembly line, tries his luck on tour, and in just a few months turns around and wins a major, the PBA World Championship. Unbelievable. And he gets the kick back at you, Kingpins.
What in the world is going on? This Tom Smallwood guy's brought some magic with him. He's throwing pins everywhere. I think that's the fastest trip 9 I've ever seen.
It was in a hurry.
Almost looked like a messenger coming across to take the 10 out.
So with that strike, the Muscle remain within 12. Franchise player Pete Weber struck in the 4th. His team in the lead. They won the first match against the Dallas Strikers. Oh, Pete will take that.
Nice. You know, with those glasses on, instead of PDW for a nickname, they should nickname him the Terminator because he just seems to take guys out.
That looks like a pretty good scene you shot today, doesn't it, Carmen?
You can see he's trying to go a little bit straighter on that lane because, remember, we saw a couple of shots from Motown go light. And of course, Weber has to give him the business after tripping that 6-pin out for Brooklyn.
Pete says, I love team bowling.
He's probably the only guy that could get away with doing that.
Scroggins now strike in his 4th frame. Boy, they needed that one.
Like, again, a little bit of an approach issue, which is a little hard to understand. These players are actually having problems with these approaches. They're wood approaches in synthetic lanes. You would think that the footing would be okay.
Scroggins with the spare in the 9th, but they needed to strike. Down by 22. And there you see, they need a mark to shut down the Muscle, and Scott Norton is just the man to do it for the Kingpins. His teammates looking on, and a chance to go up against the Philadelphia Hitmen. And that is going to do it. Scott Norton is money in the 10th. And the Kingpins will be taking on top-seeded Philadelphia Hitmen with Bill O'Neill, their franchise player. What a performance by Norton so far. Come on back.